And Sunday's game really had a big weekend for Ohio State. Takes away from the plate, ahead 2-0. It was an 0 for 2 day against Green Bay for Cruz, but you gotta imagine the embers from that weekend still blazing just a little bit. The 2-0 pitch. Big wave and a miss.
And she still showed with that Nebraska series that she's got some absolute skill at the dish for Ohio State, especially primarily batting ninth in the order. She's certainly incredibly talented.
2-1 misses upstairs, and that's what you want, too, as a 9-hole hitter. You want someone who can flip the card back to the top half of your lineup, who gets on base, gets you some hits. Almost as a second leadoff hitter, you could say.
Absolutely, gets you some power as well. She's slugging .878, which is an excellent slug percentage.
3-1 pitch misses upstairs, ball 4. And 2 on here for Ohio State, still in this first inning.
The Buckeyes have now officially went around the order. It's now going back to the top with Parisian.
You see the pitch count, 35 in this first inning for Belke. Just is trying to get this last out, and she'll work against the top of the order once again. It's Hadley Parisian, who walked in her first plate appearance. Came around to score as well for the first run of the game for Ohio State. The 0-1. There's a good pitch on the outside. Slowed it down, and Parisian down in the 0-2 hole.
Belke here, I think, just looking to finally get out of this inning, get some momentum for Youngstown State heading into the second.
Ahead in the count. Parisian swings and drives one deep to left field. It's high, it's far, it's gone! Hadley Parisian leaves the yard. A 3-run jack has got Ohio State up here big in this first inning. They're still scoring with 2 outs.
Oh my goodness, what a play. It's Parisian behind in the count. She shows zero fear right there. Just skying that one, a beautiful rainbow right over the wall.
Opposite field power, a little Oppo Taco action for Parisian for her 9th home run of the season. Shows the just all field power that she has. Now Buick will dig back in. She singled and scored earlier in this inning. She'll bounce one over to second. Ray over to first in time for the out, but the Buckeyes, they do some damage here in this inning. They put 8 on the board. We'll go to the second inning on Big Ten Plus. Penguins looking kind of a little bit more loose and confident out there, just to have such a big lead to work with. Now you can just go out and do your own thing.
Absolutely, you got some more breathing room. You have a cushion, and for Cassandra Gewicki, you just got to go out there and look to have fun.
She'll miss downstairs to the catcher and Kennedy Dean here for Youngstown State. Catching the balls and strikes from Autumn Belke here in this one. Takes inside, ahead 2-0. Dean here this year, 2 of 3 hitter. She's 0 for her last 13, trying to break that, and she will break it. Gets into the gap in left center, just over the glove of Parisian. Dean in there with a slide. And that's one way to break a drought. Little double to start the inning here for the Penguins.
How about also to breathe some life into the Penguins? Almost coming away with that was Parisian, but just a little too far off the tip of the glove right there. And what a great way to lead off the inning if you're Kennedy Dean getting a double.
Now Taylor Truin, the first baseman, digging in here as the Penguins enter the bottom 3 of their order. There's a big swing and a miss from Truin. Hitting .213 this year. Out of Mercer, PA, 1 for 6 in that Cleveland State series. That pitch missed downstairs on Truin. And this is what Youngstown State did in the last inning. They got the first 2 aboard. Really, the big focus here from the Penguins. Obviously, you got to get those runs around, especially now after that bottom of the first for Ohio State, down 8-0. That one's lined down the left field line, but Hook's foul.
And for sure, I mean, you're able to get Littler going all the way over to third in that first inning and almost could have had the bases loaded, but a couple great fielders choices, a couple from Sammy Buick, one from Cammy Quartercracks, able to get the first out in spectacular fashion, kind of falling onto the second base bag.
Drilled deep to left, but foul. That had the distance, but just out in front of it was Truin.
Truin was ready to go, and I got to be honest, Connor, from up here, for a second it looked like it was going to curve fair, but just went to the outside at the last second.
Now I got to dig back in. Here's the 1-2. This is downstairs, 2-2. And Truin now has had a couple of those in this at-bat where he had that one floated down the line that was foul, and of course that shot to left that just hooked outside of the pull. There's a swing and a miss, but Ruffin had to hold on as Truin got a piece of it. A foul tip keeps her alive. As Gowicki out here in the second inning. He's allowed 2 hits so far. There's one skied into left field. Parisian puts it away a couple steps shy of the track. And one down here in this inning. Bring up the right fielder, Ashlyn Bishop, here for Youngstown State. 186 this year, the junior out of Millersville, Maryland. Just one hit in that Cleveland State series. That was in one of the doubleheader games as she lines one into left field. And the Penguins have got runners on the corners here in this second inning. 2 on once again will allow Dean to move over to third.
And again, now Youngstown State, you've done your job here getting 2 on now and in the corners. And again, it just kind of goes back to you just want to drive home runs now at this point if you're Youngstown State.
Well, Grace Pilasinski is in here for Youngstown State. She's the 9 hitter today, playing at third base. And this is, like you said, Eric, where you want to do it. Got some opportunities. There's a foul tip as Pilasinski swung right through that one. Coming in just 1 for 10 this season. She started 13 out of 15 games played for the Penguins, but hasn't had too many at-bats. The last at-bat came Thursday in game 1 of that 3-game set against Cleveland State. She was 0 for 1. She'll take inside, 2-1.
She's hitting .216 for her career with 8 career hits, 4 career RBIs, so looking to up that total here in this appearance.
Swung right back up the middle, over the glove of Quartercracks. There's RBI number 5 in her career for her, and just a second hit this season has got the Penguins on the board here in the second inning.
And once again, that's exactly what you want if you're Youngstown State. Quartercracks wasn't able to come away with this one, so still only 1 out, and you still have 2 on. You're able to score a run. Youngstown State looking really solid here in this second inning so far.
Showing bunt was Macy Littler. It's fouled back. She walked in the first inning, was stranded out on second base. They're going to rule that one for Polinsky. And error on Quartercracks. So no RBI for her. But either way, if you're Pilasinski, got to be happy, put a run on the board regardless, no matter if the RBI goes down or not. Here's the 1-1. That one inside on Littler. There's one grounded to third, but it rolls foul. Counts now even at 2 balls, 2 strikes apiece. Littler last season, Horizon League all-freshman team. Made 40 starts in 44 games. The 2-2 bounced over to Quartercracks. She'll go across over to the out at first and got Littler by a step. Is a good stretch by Milliken at first.
Great routine play there from Quartercracks over to Milliken. Quartercracks are able to make up for it, getting the second out of the top of the second here.
So now 2 in scoring position here for the designated player, Lydia Wilkerson. We'll go to work against Gaywicky here in this right-on-right matchup. That one misses downstairs, 1-0. Wilkerson, also part of the all-freshman team last season in the Horizon League, was also named as part of their second team in the conference. So another good year for her. Last year for Youngstown State, they had a school record 36 wins, 36-17. They bring back 5 starters, 15 letter winners from that squad last year, but it just hasn't been the same this season. They've been kind of struggling here, 4-21, just trying to get back in the win column, obviously, and really in this game as well, dig themselves back into it before they can get back into that win column.
Yeah, looking to get back into that groove, certainly one game at a time here, and
yeah.
The Penguins are doing a nice job here in this inning with getting these runners on bases, but I think right here you already got 1 run here in this inning. Looking with 2 in scoring position to keep it alive here with one of your best, most capable hitters at the plate right now. This is Youngstown State's best opportunity to really cut into this lead here in this inning.
They already got 1. They still got 2 on. Penguins left 2 stranded in that first inning after getting the first 2 runners on. The 2-2 pitched is tapped foul towards that Ohio State dugout. We'll do it again at 2-2. Wilkerson digs back in. Deuces are wild here. Couple balls, couple strikes, couple outs. That one's down low. Count runs full here. Now see, walk wouldn't be the worst thing if you're the Buckeyes. Obviously, you got first base open, but you never want to give free passes at the same time. The payoff pitch. Over to third. Buick on a hop will throw across. And we're much better for a March afternoon here as we trek down towards the middle of the season, towards April. As Cami Quartercracks will come back up to hit after a walk. And the first inning, and what was an 8-run first inning for Ohio State, Quartercracks later came around to score. Working against Autumn Belke, who's out for her second inning of work as Quartercracks. Big cut and a miss. This is a Buckeye team that is averaging just under 8 runs per game, 7.8 coming into this one. That is 14th best in the nation. And they've already beat that total just 1 inning in.
Yeah, already, I mean, and that's just really impressive. Goes to show just how excellent this Ohio State team has been so far in this season, and there's still a lot of season left to play.
Wave and a miss from Quartercracks. As Belke battles back into the count, evens it back up at 2 balls, 2 strikes apiece. Ohio State, 7 point this season, but on this homestand they're averaging 9.3 runs per game. So it's just been nothing like home cooking. You come back after a lot of games on the road to start this season, and then you come back and have had a pretty tremendous homestand so far. 8-2, 2 losses, 1 against Nebraska, and then against number 2 Texas. Not a bad loss at all. They only were lost by 2, 4-2 win for the Horns. So 2-2 misses outside, so you've got to be pretty happy for Ohio State with how things have gone in your return for home.
For sure. I mean, and again, you mentioned it, keeping it close with the number 2 team in the country in Texas really pushed the Longhorns in that one.
Payoff pitch. That one's drilled deep to left field, and it will leave the yard. Cami Quartercracks goes the other way for Ohio State's 2nd home run of the game. It's her 5th on the season, and Ohio State has put 9 on the board here just into the 2nd inning.
Flight 27 cleared for takeoff right there. That one absolutely out of there. No question about that one.
Now you could tell off the bat that one was hit a long way. Question was how far? Well, it clears the fence. And Ohio State with another home run. 60th of the season. That's the third best in the nation. Now Jazzy Burns digs back in. She had a ground out. As she pops it up on the infield. She begged your pardon. It was a walk for her. Now she's 0 for 1 as the pop fly is put away on the infield. One down here this inning. I'll bring up Reagan Milliken. She grounded out in the first inning. Brought in a run. She'll take just below the knees for a ball. Milliken, the Bethel Park, Pennsylvania native. She had come into the season as she rips that one down the line, but just foul. Have to go back. That one was struck well, but just couldn't keep it fair. But coming into the season, she'd only played just 9 career games and has come in this season and has really made a mark here on this team.
She has, and Kieran Kumar has gotten the most out of Milliken, and really this entire Ohio State team. There's a ton of untapped potential with this team, and Milliken absolutely, she's shown it a lot this season, obviously, batting incredibly well, 322 right now, 28 hits, 10 homers, already double-digit home runs on the season. So the senior here truly saving her best season for last.
1-2 pitch. Drilled the other way, back towards the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Just missed a home run by a matter of feet. Milliken will stroll into second standing up. Another extra bagger for Ohio State.
And we get another look at it here. Great swing, excellent power, and almost gone. That one just missing over the wall by a hair. Still an excellent extra base hit for Milliken.
Seen Ohio State here today. A lot of their extra base hits have gone the other way. Really working these balls and driving them the other way. As Farley rolls that over to that one to first. Moves Milliken over, and now 2 down here in this inning. We have Morgan Fry. RBI double her first time up. That brought home Farley in the first inning. Looking to do some more damage. Ohio State runner in scoring position at third. That's Milliken after her double. Owen from Belkey. That's back the other way into right center field. Fry will have another RBI, and how about a second double in this one? She's standing up. The Buckeyes just pouring it on here in this game.
Pouring it on is definitely the right word, as you see there. A nice cut right there. Line drive right down right center field. It's just another day in the office here for Ohio State this afternoon.
Caden Ruffer digs back in for the Buckeyes. She struck out her first time up. Looking to do some damage. She lifts that one to right center field. Drifting under it. This is the center fielder in Kohler, and she can't make the play. Ruffer will hit the bag and go to third. And she's in there with a slide. Another run added on, and that's definitely a missed opportunity there for the Penguins. That one could end the inning, and instead Ohio State will keep this thing going.
They indeed will, and I mean, again, just a really tough break right there for Kohler, and she's definitely wishing she had that one back as the Buckeyes just continue to drive home run after run here in this one.
And Taylor Cruz now digging back in. She walked in the first frame. There's a strike delivered by Belkey. Ruffer into third. They're going to give it an error to Kohler on that play. So now one error here for the Penguins. Both teams in error so far in this game. The 1-1 from Belke. That one's drilled down the line, up the left side, but foul. As Cruz a little bit too far in front. And now Kennedy Dean will go talk to Belke in the circle. You have seen, if you look at the score bug, it's taken her a lot to work through these innings so far. I see pitch count doesn't matter in the context of softball. If you're thinking something compared like to baseball where the pitch count matters a little bit more, but 56 pitches through 2 innings really shows like how much work this Penguin defense has had to go through to try to retire these Buckeye sides.
Yeah, they've really had to make Youngstown State work for it here out on the field on defense.
That one bounces in. Good block from Dean will keep Ruffer stranded at third. And now Cruz takes back in. The 2-2. That one's drilled down the line in right field. It'll be foul. It stays in play. And Bishop puts it away. So Bishop over there in foul ground had some room in front of the fence and retires to home, finishing off what has been an 11-game homestand and their first trip back to Buckeye Field this season. Ayla Ray, the batter here, standing on that left side and takes a called strike. See it 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. Was ultimately stranded. There's another strike, 1 and 2.
And that fielder's choice was from Cami Quartercracks, who picked up the grounder, fell, and was able to step on the second base bag to get Wilkerson out, advancing to second. So it was a little Westerville, Ohio native on Westerville, Ohio native crime and earlier in the first inning. It was a heck of a play by Quartercracks. Allowed Ray to reach on the fielder's choice, but if it wasn't for that, Youngstown State could have started out this game driving home maybe a run or two.
There's one about out of play. Nice snag made by a fan up the third base side. Gets a nice ovation from this crowd. And now Ray digs back in. 2-time reigning All-Ohio first team. As the 1-2 pitch. Bounce back up the middle. Nice play by Gewicki. She'll throw over to first base. 1 down.
We'll get another look at it here. How about the reaction time by Gewicki? Able to get that one to Milliken.
Nothing like a jolt on a ball right back up the middle as a pitcher. He's able to make that look easy. Bree Kohler digs back in here for Youngstown State. 0 for 1 in this game. She grounded over to third back in the first inning. Trying to get something started here for this Penguin offense. Little excuse me swing is going to go into fair territory. Ruffer out from behind the plate and retires Kohler, who tried to hold up on her swing, check it, but got it too far into the zone, and the ball just took an unfortunate carom for her.
Yeah, it really did, but that was a great heads-up play by Ruffer, knowing that that one was fair, and she was just able to quickly react, pick it up, didn't even use her glove, and just threw it over to Milliken for the second out.
Now Alyssa Imler up for Youngstown State. She swings at the first pitch over to Buick. Quick and easy inning there for Ohio State as the Penguins go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We'll head to the bottom of the third on Big Ten. Mullen takes a called strike. She's got the bulk of the center fielder duties this year for Ohio State this year. Now we'll come up in a pinch hitting situation, hitting .308 on the season. Had a walk against Green Bay. Also a hit and an RBI. Takes down Sayers, 1-1. Cabra, California. Was Ohio State's most used pinch runner last year. Played in 35 games. She shoots that one down the line, hooks it inside the first base bag. One hops the wall. Lamont's going to hit the bag. She's going for three. In there with some blazing speed, standing up for Ohio State's second triple of the season. And the Buckeyes once again have something going to start the inning.
I mean, this right here is why she was Ohio State's most used pinch runner a season ago. She saw time in 35 games, 11 runs scored, and she's showing off the wheels right there. Moving all the way over to third, almost now able to round home, but what a great play from Limon.
Sammy Buick, 1 for 2 today. She steps back in. Singled and scored in the first inning, then grounded out her last time up. That's one way to get yourself in scoring position. A little jaunt around the pass into third. So Limon just 60 feet away from scoring as Buick takes another strike, quickly down 0-2. Autumn Belke still out there for Youngstown State. Trying to put a 0 on the board for the first time today. The 0-2. Just misses on the outside. Buick this season, 15 RBIs for Ohio State. Chance for 16 potentially over at third. She had 55 last year for Miami. That was the most by a freshman in Miami history. So certainly adept at driving in runs. Has worked her way back into this count, 2-2. Swung on and fouled. Back towards the first base side. We'll do it again at 2-2. You can see that center field flag. Wind's blowing out a little bit towards left center field. Not as windy as it was this weekend. Wind was howling in that Nebraska series. Always nice to have a nice little breeze on a nice day like this. Chopped over to short. And Buick will be retired, but drives in another run as Imler is able to pick up the ground ball and get the out. But Ohio State will put another run on the board. It's 12-1 here in this one. Now here comes Cammie Quartercracks, who pounded a home run the other way her last time up. A liner that cleared the wall in left field. Beg your pardon, in right field. What was Quartercracks' 5th home run of the season. Another big cut of that one. Fouls it back into the screen.
Well, she's been able to reach base in both of her appearances today and has been able to round home as well. Obviously off of that home run in her last appearance, then off the walk in her first appearance. So another solid day for her at the plate.
Takes down low, 2-1. Belke taking a look back down on the wristband. Her 2-1 pitch. This is inside. 3-1. Quartercracks on the verge of getting on base for her 3rd time today. That one, Belke slowed it down. Quartercracks a little bit out in front, but just gets a piece of it. Count runs full here in this at-bat. Payoff pitch. That one's fouled out of play up the right side. We'll do it again at 3-2. Quartercracks 22 RBIs in the season after that home run. Got 13 extra base hits, 7 doubles, a triple, and now 5 homers. That one's drilled deep towards left field, down the line, and just missing the catch on the slide is Littler. That was a tough play for the Penguin left fielder, and Quartercracks has new life.
Would have been just a tremendous catch, though, from Littler. But again, really tough play to make, but she made a great effort to try to get that one.
Nothing really much you can do. Slid for it, laid out, but just off the edge of her glove, and we'll do it again at 3-2. And a swing and a miss from Quartercracks. Second strikeout of the day for Autumn Belke, and a big second out there. Now Jazzy Burns will dig in here for Ohio State. Popped up her last time up. It's the middle of the infield. Worked an RBI walk back in her first plate appearance.
And even with the 0 for 1 day so far, she's still batting .506 as of right now on the season. Just, again, tremendous.
Can't say too much about the season that she's had so far. Can't say much bad, really, is what you should say.
I mean, there's really not much more you can really say other than it's just been a sensational year for her at the dish. If you're batting over 500, I mean, still a long way to go, but that's just so impressive.
Hitting .517 over these 10 games that they've played at home this season. Down in the hole 1 and 2.
Been a big contributor to why Ohio State's found so much success at the plate at home so far this season, especially in the first 4 games of the Ohio State tournament about a week and a half ago.
Called third strike. Belke runs the outside corner and gets back-to-back strikeouts. Her third of the game. And Ohio State will re-retired. They push another run across the board. Has done a great job keeping Youngstown State off the board. Has worked around some trouble on the base paths that time. Penguins have had their chances in this one, but have just left a few runners on 4 on base so far compared to Ohio State's 1.
Yeah, and I mean, again, if you're Gawicki, that's a great sign. She's been able to overcome some rough patches in each of her innings pitched so far today, but also if you're Youngstown State, you've left a lot to be desired as well, leaving a lot of runners stranded. So if you're the Penguins here, you're looking to just take it 1 inning at a time here again, try to get back into that groove, get runners on base, but they're looking for that breakthrough and driving more runs here in this inning because time's winding down. They've got to find a way to get back into it here.
Yeah. Little housekeeping notes to make note of. Ohio State working in some people into the defensive lineup here. Freshman Tanaya Barrett, she'll check in left field for Hadley Parisian. Skylar Lamone will remain in the game. She's in center field. And Haley Lang is at first base for Ohio State, a sophomore out of Ashland, Ohio. Now Kennedy Dean, who doubled her first time up, she's back in the box here for the Penguins. You mentioned, obviously running out of time, you can say, in this one. Ohio State leading by 11. Obviously, if this stays at this mark after the 5th inning, Buckeyes just need an 8-run lead, and they can trigger the run rule here in this one. So, obviously, Youngstown State trying to battle back and push some runs across to prolong this game. There's a pitch on the outside corner for Gawicki. Kennedy Dean out of Winfield, West Virginia, bounces it the other way. And she was retired on the ground out. As that one put away, that's also into the game for Ohio State. Lottie Landmesser, she's at second.
Some substitutions here, some younger players getting some action here. Nice 4-3 ground out for Ohio State. Landmesser to Lang, just a nice routine play.
So 4 new Buckeyes here in the inning. In the field as Taylor Truen back in here for Youngstown State. She flied out to left field her first time up. The Penguin first baseman takes downstairs 2-0. And we'll take again outside 3-0. So Truin ahead on the count here.
She was on the Horizon League All-Tournament team back in 2023. 1 for 3 in the first game of their doubleheader against Cleveland State on Friday. Worked a walk in the second game.
Head on the count right here, and Gawicki has yet to deliver a walk here in this one. And she will keep that going as there's a bouncing ball quarter crack over to Lang at first, and Truin is retired here in the fourth.
There haven't been many opportunities for strikeouts or walks here today for Gawicki because these grounders for Youngstown State have been picked up by the infield for Ohio State, and they're just continuing to make some excellent routine plays at the infield to get these groundouts.
Now Ashlyn Bishop will dig back in here into that left-hander's batter's box. Penguin right fielder slapped a single the other way her first time up on what was the first pitch of the at-bat. Takes the ball down low, 2-0. Bishop coming off a 1-for-2 day with a hit by pitch in her last game against Cleveland State in that second game of the Friday doubleheader. Is ahead in this one, 3-0. Trying to make it 2-for-2 on base trips today. And she will make it 2-for-2. Ball misses down low, and that's the first walk of the day for Cassandra Gawicki here in this one, 3 2/3 into this game. Looks like we'll have a change here for Youngstown State, as head coach Brian Campbell in his 17th season will go talk to the home plate umpire and Jose Travis. Campbell has made his mark at Youngstown State. Obviously the school record in wins last season, 36. All-time winningest head coach with 394 wins coming into this game.
25 seasons as a head coach in total, 679 career wins, and in his 17th season coaching Youngstown State, kind of the opposite spectrum of Ohio State head coach Kieran Kumar, who in her first season coaching Ohio State, obviously previously the head coach of Miami of Ohio prior to coming to Columbus, but in Youngstown State led by a veteran guy in Brian Campbell.
And that change for Youngstown State, it's a pinch hitter. Cassandra Carlson, the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native, takes a strike on the outside corner. Just 2 for 12 this season, so making her 13th at-bat. Shot that one the other way, but foul. She's got the runner at first, trying to do some damage here. That's Thomas, who also pinch ran here. Audrey Thomas, so a couple of subs as well here for Youngstown State. A pitcher and a pitch runner. 0-2 pitch misses outside. Carlson, her last at-bat, was 0 for 1 against Cleveland State on Friday. Appeared just 3 games last year, the graduate. Was a 4-year starter for Baldwin High School, 458 career hitter at the prep level, and making her 13th at-bat this season. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Gawicki gets the strikeout and walks off the field. Strands a runner over there at first. Ohio State opportunity here in this fourth. Autumn Belkey's back out for Youngstown State for what is her 4th inning of work. She'll go to work against Lang. Lang, the former Ohio Cardinal Conference Player of the Year with Ashland High School with the Arrows.
And 519 as a junior at Ashland High School, 595 her senior year. back in 2023.
As she swings and fouls that one into the screen. Looking for her first career knock, too. So for 6 in her career.
And was a pinch hitter in all 4 of her appearances a season ago.
2-1 pitch, misses upstairs. Ohio State has put 9 hits on the board here in this game so far. Also have worked 4 walks. 3-1 pitch. There's 5 walks as Lang draws the leadoff walk in Ohio State. But once again, have their leadoff base runner aboard. They've done it all 4 innings so far.
And going back to the base hits, majority of them have been extra base hits here in this game as well. You got a couple homers, 1 from Parisian, 1 from Quarter Cracks, triple from Lamone to lead off the 3rd. So the Buckeyes have done a great job here this evening at not only getting these base hits, but finding ways to get extra bases as well. Again, just showing off their hot bats here at Buckeye Field.
Lottie Lammester's in the bat for Ohio State. Takes a strike, 1-1. She's looking to get back on the board in the hit column. She is 0 for her last 16. Hitting 143 this season. So just trying to find that hit. Got a walk on Monday in her last appearance against Green Bay. There's a good pitch from Belke. Drops it in there. 1-2 now on Lamester.
Belke now is starting to find that stride. She struck out her last 2 batters in the last inning in the 3rd, so
bounces that one in there. 2-2. Lamester is someone too who had her freshman season cut down short last year. Played just 3 games and then missed the rest of the season with an injury. Just finding that groove as well. There's a big swing. And fouled away almost into the on-deck circle.
and that takes time, but again, great opportunity here, and Ohio State giving her some great chances to get that elusive hit to kind of break her little tough slump. It's a good opportunity here at the plate.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Lamester goes down swinging. 1 down here in this inning. It's the 4th strikeout for Autumn Belke here today. And we'll have another pinch hitter for Ohio State. As it looks to be Emma Talley, the UC Riverside transfer for Ohio State. Takes down low 1-0.
Native of Carlsbad, California, and playing 11 games last season for the Highlanders, batting 100. 1 hit and 10 at-bats, so again, just coming to Ohio State for her sophomore season, just again looking to find that stride. And Buckeyes here with all their pinch hitters out there, they're looking to get these younger players some great opportunities to get into a groove here.
There's a big cut and a miss by Talley. Ahead in the count, 2-0. Takes a big rip down. Now 2-1. So you mentioned the Carlsbad, California native was named the inaugural San Diego Section All-Star game back in 2023. She'll take upstairs 3-1.
And pinch hit for Jazzy Burns on Monday against Green Bay. Reach base on a hit by pitch. She was able to go all the way and score as well.
Three-one pitch. Bounce to short. Chance for 2. Flip on to second, and that's all the Penguins will get. As Imler just goes the short way for 1. The Buckeyes will keep this inning going as Talley legs it out to beat up the double play. Bring up Caden Ruffert catching today for Ohio State. A little housekeeping regarding her. That error back on the center fielder and Kohler was changed to a triple back in her last plate appearance as she drives it the other way. This time Kohler will put it away. The Buckeyes will go down scoreless here in this inning. Youngstown State gets Ohio State to go down here in this inning. A little bit of momentum for them. They'll try to translate that into some offense going into the 5th inning here on Big Ten Plus. Macy Littler back in here, looking to get something started here for Youngstown State. 0-1 today, grounded out her last time up, and walked to begin the game back in the 1st inning. She'll swing loop one over to the third base side, and put away by Buick over that 3rd, 1 down. Now Wilkerson, the designated player here for Youngstown State. Coming back in, 1 for 2 today. Grounded out, back in the 2nd. And singled her first time up. Gerhardt this season making her 12th appearance for Ohio State. She's 3-0 on the year so far. Coming in with a 4.24 ERA in 33 innings pitched. Fouled back. And Gerhardt quickly ahead. 0-2 on Wilkerson.
And Gawecki here, this one pitching 4 innings, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, only 1 earned run on 4 hits. So phenomenal day for Gawecki in the circle for Ohio State.
0-2, swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Gerhardt gets Wilkerson down on 3 pitches. And now pinch hitter coming up for Youngstown State, Ellie Hardman, the junior out of Akron, Ohio. Little hit here, and swings and misses at the first pitch on Gerhardt. Hardman this season looking for that first hit still, 0 for 6. Ohio native, was a 4-year winner at Hoban High School up in Akron. Another swing and a miss by Hardman. And Youngstown State down to their last strike. Oh, 2. Upstairs, 1-2. Gerhardt looking for the chase that time. Try to get the swing and a miss, leaving it upstairs.
Yeah, looking to just kind of go full send right there, and good discipline by Hardman right there.
1-2. Hardman checked up, wanted to go. And third base umpire Todrick Davis said she did not go around.
Hardman doing a good job here, getting back, evening the count, showing some nice discipline. She scored 18 runs in her career, 6 a season ago, 8 2 years ago.
Nubs that one off the inside of the bat. That might have hit her as well. It's called dead, so it did hit her. You saw her kind of bent over. That one certainly does not feel good to foul a ball off yourself. And now Kieran Kumar pops out of the dugout for Ohio State, wanting an exclamation on that one. Now we'll go talk to the first base umpire and Mike Burwell. Just got another look at it.
And it was kind of hard to tell from our vantage point up here in the booth, Connor. It looked like that one did hit off of Hardman. A little hard to tell on the replay. Just the angle with some players kind of in the way where that ball was hit, but still looks like the umpires are ruling that one hit off of Hardman, so it's going to be called a foul ball. We'll play on.
The 2-2. Upstairs, 3-2. Good battle here by Ellie Hardman as ran this count full. Gerhardt delivers the 3-2. Got a swing and a miss. Check swing on Hardman. And that is going to do it here for this one. Ohio State with their 6-run rule here in this 11th game home stand. They get a big 12-1 victory here over Youngstown State today.
Yeah, just the Buckeyes kind of cruising for a bruise in here, and in this one. An outstanding day for Ohio State at the plate.